Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are safe and sound by the grace of Almighty Allah. Dear students of first year honors, Department of English, welcome to the new class on genre from Introduction to Poetry. Let's see the classification of poetry. At first, poetry can be divided into two types, objective and subjective or lyric. Objective poetry can be divided into two types, narrative and dramatic. Narrative poetry can be divided into ballad, epic and metrical romance. Subjective or lyrical poetry can be divided into elegy, sonnet, ode, dramatic monologue, hymn, epithalamion. Let's start. What is a ballad? Look carefully, a ballad is a lively storytelling poem or narrative poem written in what is called the ballad stanza quatrain. That means ballad is narrative poem which is written in quatrain stanza. Ballads tell stories in a particularly lively scene-by-scene style. The narrator generally remains anonymous and unidentified, so that our focus stays on the story rather than on the storyteller. Next, the ballad stanza or quatrain is simple to illustrate and recognize and not very hard to describe. In its most familiar version, the ballad stanza is 4 lines of alternating 4-beat or tetrameter, and 3-beat or trimeter verse, with the second line rhyming with the fourth. That means rhyming scheme will be A B C B rhyme scheme. Ballad is also divided into two types, folk or traditional ballad. Number 2, literary ballad. Folk or traditional ballad developed by anonymous poets. It is handed down orally. Folk or traditional ballad, alteration and observing with age and era. Literary ballad, imitation of traditional ballad. One author, like a common man, a shepherd, a villager, or a farmer. No change in text yet, it is preserved in hard and soft copies. More polished and lengthy. Literary ballad possesses all the remaining features of traditional ballad. Let's see characteristic of a ballad. Ballad is a relatively short narrative poem. It is a simple and dramatic action. The ballads tell of love, death, the supernatural, a historical event, or a combination of these. A ballad has a refrain. Ballads often open abruptly. Ballad uses concise dialogue. The ballad stanza is a quatrain in which the second and the fourth line is scheme, while the first and the third line do not rhyme. Next, epic. What is epic? Epic is a long narrative poem in elevated style recounting the deeds of a legendary or historical hero. Let's take another look. Long narrative poem, elevated style, and recounting the deeds of a legendary or historical hero. Now let us see the main characteristics of epic. Number 1, the heroes are outstanding. They might be important and historically or legendarily significant. Number 2, the setting is large. It covers many nations or the known world. Number 3, the action is made of great valour or requiring superhuman courage. Number 4, supernatural forces, gods, goddesses, angels, demons insert themselves in the actions. Epic is written in verse form. The poet tries to remain objective. Epic poems are believed to be supernatural and real by the hero and the villain. Now let us see what is an elegy and its characteristics. Elegy is a poem that mourns the death of a person or laments something lost. An elegy, traditionally lyric poem. Elegy is formal in language. It is a melancholy in nature and solemn in tone. In an elegy, laments passing of life and beauty, or just reflecting on the nature of death. In an elegy, usually quatrain stanzas with rhyme scheme, that means A B or A B, usually in iambic pentameter. Now let us see what is an epic, what is an ode. An ode is a poem that is written for an occasion or on a particular subject. It is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual, describing nature, etc. The English ode's most common rhyme scheme is A B C D E C D E. For example, Keats wrote to Autumn after enjoying a lovely autumn day. He described his experience in a letter to his friend Reynolds. Now let us see characteristics of ode. Ode is written to praise something, object, person, place, or event. It does not have to rhyme. Ode can be of various lengths. It is often includes exaggeration. Ode can include metaphors or similes to create a vivid visuals. The question is, what are the difference between ode and elegy? Now let us see the differences between ode and elegy. Ode is formal, often ceremonious lyric poem that glorifies an individual event or a concept. On the other hand, elegy is a poem of serious reflection, characteristically a lament for the dead. Ode phrases glorifies and venerates. On the other hand, elegy mourns and laments. Odes typically Pindaric and Horatian. Odes have formal structure. On the other hand, elegies have no formal structure. Odes arouse emotions like delight, wonder, and astonishment. On the other hand, elegies arouse emotions like awe, despair, and sorrow. Let's see another genre, sonnet. This is your popular and familiar genre. Now let's see its definition. A sonnet is a 14-line poem. A sonnet has a set rhyme scheme, a set number of syllables in each line, usually 10. This 10 syllable per line structure is called iambic pentameter. There are three types of sonnets. Number 1, Petrarchan sonnet. It is also known as Italian sonnet, from the Italian poet Petrarch, invented before the 16th century. Number 2, Shakespearean sonnet. It is also known as Elizabethan sonnet or English sonnet. Number 3, Spenserian sonnet. Spenserian sonnet, it is named after Edmund Spenser. Dear students, you should practice more and more for your coming examination. Goodbye for today. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.